Hello, welcome to Almonds and Coconuts, where we talk about slice of life topics focusing on traumatizing, embarrassing, and childhood stories from Indian kids living in America. We don't have Arjun this episode, so it's just going to be me, Shiny,
And
Harshita,
Harshita.
and we also have Krithika rejoining us this episode. So yay!
Okay.
All right, today's topic. So it's just going to be the three of us, and we just finished recording our previous podcast. If you guys already watched it, it was like small events that kind of impacted our life. So since it was serious, we decided to go a bit more fun for this one and answer just a bunch of like random chill podcast interview questions that we found off the net.
No,
So
credits to Google out there. You're a true homie. I love you.
yes.
Thank you.
All right. So going to the
Okay.
first one. What is something people seem to misunderstand about you?
Does anyone have one? Like,
I think a lot of people find actually, I think a lot of people find that I'm like a very nice person, which is a very good thing to think about someone. Honestly, there are like so many worse things to think when you think of like a person straight off. But
like of a
I
misunderstanding?
yeah, I think I talked to Krithika about this, but I would consider myself a nice person, but I don't think I should be the first person you think of when you think nice. So whenever someone says, "Oh, you're so nice," I feel like it gives me like this kind of like responsibility. Like I can't say anything like I guess not nice. Like I have to like watch everything I say because they already built this like sense of like I don't know who I am. So I feel more like
Mm-hmm.
hesitant to say like more inappropriate jokes because I feel like I can't because they already set up this like vision of me. So it's not the worst, but I just I just hope that that's not all they think I am because that's going to be very hard for me to get closer to them.
Mm,
Okay. Does Krithika, do you have one? I'm trying to think of something.
Mine is actually kind of the exact opposite of shiny. Like, I think my first impression is people think I'm very serious because, like, I kind of don't really talk much at all. Like, when I'm in a new social setting, I just kind of completely close off, being the introvert that I am. And it takes time for me to kind of adjust. And I think because of that, people think I'm not really into, like, making small conversation or, making dumb jokes and that kind of thing. But like that's why I think when I talk to people I tend to act extra nice because I kind of want to, debunk that impression that I'm like
Mm-hmm.
extremely aggressive or I don't know. I guess like, really serious.
Mhm.
And I think because of that I tend to act more like it's kind of the exact opposite of shiny in the sense that like I need to act nice as well, but like for kind of a different reason so that I don't give them the impression that I am like kind of, there are times when I could be serious and, kind of direct and to the point. So like I think because of that I have to kind of keep a more like toned down demeanor. Like I can't act too serious, if you get what I mean.
I don't know. When I first
Uh-huh.
met you, like I definitely thought you were like really, really smart, but I didn't think of you as like a mean person. I think I was more intimidated because
I don't think you
yeah,
ever seemed mean to me.
yeah, like I met her in science class in 8th grade, and I was like, dang, this girl, like, I think off the bat, the way you were talking already, I could tell, oh my God, she's like really well spoken. I felt like I was more intimidated because I wasn't sure whether you would like my type of personality, but it was never about like I never thought you were mean. I just thought you may not like me because I make more like immature jokes. But I thought you were very well spoken when I first met you, that's for sure.
Hmm.
I guess
Okay, I
I
think.
might, oh sorry.
No, no, go ahead. Don't go ahead. I'm trying to think of something to say still.
I kind of want to rephrase that. I didn't mean to say I seemed mean off the bat. I seemed intimidating. Yes, that's the
Uh,
word I was looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know why. I guess it's because like I'm not really good at smiling or coming off as a really bubbly person. So I guess it gives the
Mm-hmm.
impression that I'm just very like I don't know. I'll only talk to you if it's about academics or.
no, I mean the thing is like you may seem like more like I guess more like serious compared to other people. But once you talk more to Kritika, it gives you more of like a serotonin or like dopamine burst when she like compliments you, or like I don't know, like because like at first I was like, oh my god, I really need to get her to like me because she's like such a cool person. And when she started like talking to me a lot more and like complimenting me, and I was like, oh my god, dude, I like honestly had like such a high dopamine burst when you started like talking more to me. I feel like even though you may come off as serious at first, it's that much more, I guess, like rewarding when we get to know you because you come off as like a very like honest and genuine person.
Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, when I see people who are quiet or they see like they tend to not talk to other people much, I kind of feel sorry that no one tries to talk to them because honestly, like the people who are quiet usually have so much like nice things to say, but
Mhm.
like no one
Mhm.
takes the initiative to really try to talk to them because they just assume off the bat that they're just kind of like I don't know, aggressive people or something. So,
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I think I found okay, I thought of one. I think my issue, I don't know, I feel like a common misunderstanding is people don't tend to know how serious I can be. Cause okay, I love like, I feel like a lot of I don't know how to explain it, but I like being social. I like making new friends, and I feel like because of that, I tend to exert bright energy because I want to, keep that going and have people around me always have that bright energy. But I think because of that, that also leads to the fact that it's also hard when I tend to not want to be as, bright and playful, or like, because obviously everyone has their moments, and like my moments and tend to, they don't happen often, but when they do, it's like, it's really hard for people to actually stay serious about it because it's not, it's just, they just, misunderstand that I won't feel this way. And I feel like my issue is people don't understand that I can be really serious at times. I feel like it's the opposite of you, Kritika. It's just I don't come off as serious, but I rather come off as more playful and bright, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's something people seem to misunderstand because I do and I can be serious. Like I can get down in the dumps, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, my first impression of you was like someone who's really mature and emotionally intelligent. Like, when I see your messages on Discord, you just have the right thing to say to anyone. I never talk about that. You just like, you know what to say in any moment. That it's
I
like,
mean, thank you, but I think that's just, that's just me helping people, but like I meant like but thank you. That really means a lot. I'm glad that, people think that. So, okay. Let's do the next question. Or
Yeah.
does anyone have anything else to say?
No, I think we could go to the next question.
Okay. Next one was what makes you feel inspired or like your best self? Um, I feel
I
like this one
think.
has to think a
Oh,
little
sorry.
bit.
Go ahead.
No, I said this one has to think a little bit. So
Um,
whoever has an idea, go for it. Put it out there.
I think at the moment I don't. It's like when I look at YouTubers. Okay, this is also like artistic sense. I like to draw and like paint, but sometimes I obviously don't feel like motivated with so much schoolwork. But whenever I like look at YouTubers and they just like that paint and their like art makes me more motivated to try like on my art because I look at what they do and accomplish and I'm like, dang, that looks really good. And all the comments are like, wow, you like like complimenting them. And I feel like I kind of look at that and I go, one day I want to also do something like that, which drives me to work more on my art too. Because, like they
Mhm.
give me like, yeah, basically motivation from YouTubers.
nice. Yeah,
Um,
it's the same thing for
go.
me. Huh? Oh,
No,
sorry.
I say you go ahead.
Oh yeah, I already mentioned this in the last podcast, but Studio Ghibli. Whenever I see movies, like when I see the animation, because this animation is like 2D and it's like hand drawn basically, and we don't have much of that anymore, and like it's just each scene is it's just so like beautiful. And like even like scenes that are supposedly gory, it's like you have a gory scene amidst like such a beautiful landscape, and it just so much like when you see each of the characters' eyes. Like I think when Shiny, like you're talking about like seeing all these drawings, like how much effort and like how much detail. And
Mhm.
I think like we were once talking about how to draw like eyes of like a drawing. You see so much emotion in those eyes, and honestly, when I see any kind of artwork like that, or if I hear like a piece which just sounds really beautiful, and I know what work has gone into it, then it's like kind of inspiring for me to try to put that same effort into whatever I do and like really immerse. So I think like when I see something which I see someone else has put so much passion into, it's inspiring.
Yeah. Oh, that was deep.
Oh.
No, don't worry. See what makes you. I'm like generally trying to think of like a not a good answer, but like something that makes sense in my head too. Because say lately, I feel like the past 2 years or so, it's like my motivation to do anything has gone downhill a lot. So I think okay, what makes you feel? I think just okay. I think like this past year or so, I've really found how just doing homework with other people really pushes me and makes me more inspired to actually do work. I don't know if this is answering the question in the right way, but
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
Mhm.
like I feel like it really like pushes me to do it, and like because of that, like on YouTube, sometimes if I no one seems to want to do homework, like no one's free to do homework with me, like I'll go on YouTube and I'll just like those people who like post like 3 hour videos of them just studying just
Mhm.
ASMR, and I feel like
Yeah.
because of how they are working so hard to get things done and they don't seem to be distracted, it also inspires me to be more hardworking and get things done. So I think like that kind of like really those kind of people really push me to actually be motivated to do my homework. So
Yeah. Also, I feel like whenever I do homework, I get this like lonely feeling. Like, sometimes I'm like up at like
mhm
5 a.m. to try to do homework, and it just seems so lonely. And whenever you're in like something so stressful and you have that feeling, it demotivates you. So whenever you have
mhm
friends kind of going through the same thing, it also makes you closer together in a way. But like
Mhm.
also like you guys have this shared like burden and you guys are like quietly like surviving together. And I think I think that's like kind of what high school taught me. Like the closest bonds arrive from, like no matter how many interests you have, kind of like going through something that's hard for both of you together and knowing that that
right.
person is there for
Oh
you
my god.
emotionally. Yes.
My AP Lit class. Shout out to my AP Lit class. I love y'all. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like the reason why I made like good friends in that class is because of the struggle that we're all going through together. We all can relate to this.
Mhm.
So I feel like that really pushes people to connect even more. So
Right.
So
yeah.
true.
Okay, does anyone else have anything to say on it before we decide to, I don't know, talk about something else?
So I think we could go to the next question. So
Okay.
what
Krithika, do
is
you want to read the third
oh,
one?
yeah.
Oh, sure. So, what is the best compliment you have ever received?
Oh.
Um,
Mm.
Oh my god. Now I have to remember
Not
everything
too
people have said to me. Oh,
Oh, I think okay, this is what Kritika said to me. So, um, before this, like I feel like many people like they don't exactly find me approachable, like because most like I have a friend who's super like bubbly and like super cheerful, and whenever I stand next to her in comparison, I feel more like standoffish. I like like you and it's not just her. I feel like with anybody, like even my past friends, I'm more like reserved when it comes to new people because I need to like get to know them, and that's when I
mhm,
open up more. So as a result, whenever people see, friends that are more cheerful than me, they're more likely to go toward them, which
mhm,
obviously, I mean, I would understand like they're more like social, like appealing, right? But Kritika, she said I was approachable once, and I still remember it because like it's such a big compliment for me because I never really thought of myself that way. Mostly like people do think that I'm nice, but they don't really see me as someone that they would like come to first. So it was like a really big thing for me because like it I think when you said it too, like I wasn't feeling the best then because like
mhm.
socially, like I wasn't really having much luck um getting new friends in my classes. So it felt really nice to know that someone actually thought that I was a good person to approach.
Well, you are. As much as I joke about it. But I feel like, okay, well, maybe I don't have the right like opinion to say because met you when you were when you were a lot younger, but I genuinely agree with that. Like, don't worry. As much as I joke about it, I believe in you, bro. You're not as unapproachable as you think you are.
Thank you.
So,
You just have like
okay.
such a welcoming demeanor. Like, I usually like when I come to lunch, like especially this year, I usually like come from a hard class like chem or calc, and I come like feeling very down because like those are like my hardest classes. So I really kind of my self esteem tends to really go down because I'm surrounded by such smart kids who are like getting everything I'm not. And like I come to lunch feeling rather depressed, but like whenever like Shiny sees me, she just like, "Hi, Krithika, how's it going?" And it's like I know it's like a really small thing, but it just like that itself makes me feel so much better. Like, that someone kind of cares, and I think that's very sweet. And yeah.
Man, these podcasts are so emotional, bro. Like it's just us just complimenting each other, and it's so wholesome. I love it.
Right? It's making me feel weird, guys.
I'm not used to these
Emotions.
feelings, guys.
Right? Emotions, what are those?
Right?
No, okay. I think, okay, you know what? Guys, for once, I have thought of something. Be
Let's
proud of
go.
me. No, I'm kidding.
Get out.
Okay, I think, okay, this is, you literally said this like 10 minutes, like 5 minutes ago, but I've heard this before, but I think it's like, if it means a lot when people say that, like, you always know what to say. Like, okay, you said this like 5 minutes ago, but genuinely, like, even if you didn't say this 5 minutes ago, I would have said this answer anyways. But it genuinely like means a lot because I'm a person that puts people first. They always come first. I always place myself last, and I'm not saying that in like, oh my god, guys, poor me. Oh my god, like, like, be sad for me. Not kind of that way. It's just I've always been that way, and I've always put people first before me. And and I care about the people that are close to me, and I have a huge, respect and care for them. So whenever they like are down or seem to struggle or whatever and they need help, my first instinct is to always help them no matter what. It's like, what can I do for you that can make it easier, Like, if someone is struggling on an assignment, I'd be like, yo, give me the assignment. I'll do it for you so you can go do something else. Like,
Aw.
my like, I'm the person that will go ahead and do that, you know what I mean? So, and like, whenever someone needs just someone to listen to, like, I always say, hey, I'm always here. I'm always, if you ever need someone just to rant to, I'm your gal. Like, here 24/7. But as much as I like don't really care about like what other people think of me based off of those attributes, like, it genuinely means a lot when people say you always know what to say. Like, I put in a lot of effort when I'm like, I guess being quotation marks the therapist or whatever. Like, I want to be able to help people, and I want to know that what I'm saying is, helping them even just a little bit. So it genuinely like means a lot, and it makes me feel so much better about what I'm saying, and that I don't have to, be, and that I should have a little bit more confidence in what I'm doing when I'm helping someone. So I think that's probably one of the best compliments I've ever received.
Mhm.
Yes, with Harshita, like I think like she gives off such big sister vibes. Like even when I'm going through something, like I'm like, oh, like even Krithika, like Krithika is like the little sister that I could go to, and Harshita's like the big sister. You guys give off such little sister and big sister vibes. But anyways, like you both are like I feel like I can never get judged by you two because you guys have like such an approachable way, and I know that whatever I say, like no matter what I'm feeling, I know that you guys would offer some sort of advice and you guys won't judge it. Like you guys are super open-minded, and it makes me feel so much better to just talk my feelings, like even rant. Like you guys don't even have to say anything. Like just you guys listening to me and the way I could tell that you guys are being attentive. It's like you guys, like it's so nice because you guys are. Oh my god, I can't find the right words. I'm sorry, but I
Don't
I
worry, it's okay.
I concur with the compliment. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I think it just genuinely means a lot because, I always worry. I'm like, am I really saying the right thing? I really hope what I'm saying is making sense. I really hope it's helping someone. And like, it genuinely like means a lot when people think that my efforts are actually working. So
Yes, they
thank
very much.
you. Okay, Kritika, what about you? I think you're the last person who has to answer this question.
Honestly, I think like these past two podcasts, the compliments you guys have given me, I kind of feel uncomfortable because I don't know how to respond, and it really makes me feel so good because like I'm always so like self conscious, like, oh, am I saying something that's too rude or something? And I think the best compliment I've gotten, it was pretty recent. I think it was like between Shiny and CU. Like they said I was considerate. And I mean that's not something I've heard very often because I feel like I come off as a very cold person. Like in my family, my sister's like the warm one. She gives everyone hugs and I'm just kind of like there and
Don't worry, same here.
yeah, and I think because of that, like I guess people think I'm just not a very warm person and I'm not really great for like talking about like feelings and that sort of stuff. But like especially like during quarantine, like one of my main goals out of high school is like to become a better person, like more considerate. So like when I heard that like I did seem considerate, I really appreciate it because like that's like something I'm working towards and I know I still have a long way to go cuz like in school I see kids who are like if they're late running late to class and someone drops all their stuff, they like ignore the fact that they're running late and they help that kid pick up their stuff, like that kind of thing. And I feel like I still tend to get caught up in the moment, like with what I'm doing, so I don't like look at what other people are doing and if they need help. So yeah, I think that's
No, but I agree with what Shiny, and I agree. You are super considerate, and I hope you always know that. You are not like, you don't come off as standoffish or cold. You give a very like, how do I say, grandma energy? Like not in a negative way, but
Wise. You seem
like
very
it's like,
wise.
no, but also like grandparents are very homey and comfortable, and they're like, they let you go back to your like they let you like really get deep about whatever you want, and I feel like you give off that kind of energy. You give me like comfortable, sweet home, like sweet homey feel. You have a homey feel around you. You carry this homey aura. So
aw,
Right?
thank I've
Like
never heard
even
that before.
dude, even if we were talking about this like in the last episode, like when you weren't there, but like even though you're younger than us, I feel like you have so much more wisdom. It's like the turtle in Kung Fu Panda or the tortoise.
yeah,
You give me like
tortoise.
those. Yeah, sorry, I can't pronounce words sometimes, but you
Don't
give
worry,
me
it's
like
okay.
right, like it's like you have so much wisdom to share, and it seems so nice to like go to you because. Sorry, hold up, my dad is calling me. Go on.
I've been watching too many character analysis videos on YouTube. Like if you look
Same
at
though.
anime character analysis, they go so
Mhm.
in depth, like every aspect of that character, and like it's
It's
actually
really like
really.
put out.
In fact, I think you would know better because like you're an AP Psych, so you get to know like how like why people act the way they act.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I feel like it's really cool. Like I low-key want to be able to reach a level where I can psychoanalyze people. I'll get there.
I feel like you would be a very good therapist, bro. Like, no joke. Because,
Me?
yeah, you have, like
Oh.
Krithika said, you have a very high emotional intelligence.
You do.
I
Thank
would
you. That makes
definitely
me
be
feel
going
good.
to you, okay? You and Krithika, you guys would be my homies. When I grow up, I'd just be like, yo, guys, I'm having my quarter life crisis, and I would go to these.
It's like, okay, pay me 200K right now. You're making
$2.
6 digits. You can give me the 200K. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's do a different question. What would you tell your future 18-year-old self? Does anyone have anything?
Hmm.
I want to make
I
mine really dramatic, so everyone go before me.
All right, I would say probably like make more social risks. Like I in high school, what really helped me is me, Kritika, and CU during lunch, we would have like these social dares, which at this point, I mean, it seemed like super small, but it really helped me get out of my comfort shell. like forcing myself to talk to random strangers and saying embarrassing things makes it more
Mhm.
comfortable for me to say like real things, like like with like friends or like making new friends. Like I know I did the worst. I could probably do no more embarrassing stuff. So I think maybe do that when I'm 18, like take more social risks because that time will
Mhm.
come back. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Krithika, do you have something?
Yeah, I mean, just a comment on that though, those were so wholesome. Like, I regret not participating much in those. Like, their dares were like, give this compliment to someone or like, tell them their hair looks nice. Like, I mean, come on, don't make anyone's day, right? Um, yeah, I think my goal by 18 is to, it's kind of weird, but it's to embarrass myself as much as possible.
Mhm.
Because I think I'm very like n- what's the opposite of outgoing? I cannot think of the word, but like I get embarrassed really easily, and I'm really self conscious at the moment. And I think if I do something which is like remotely embarrassing or awkward, I'll kind of beat myself over it, and that's something I'm trying to get over. So I think like if I put myself out there and kind of make a fool of myself more and more, then I guess that'll kind of make me feel more confident and like hey, I can do this kind of.
Right. Yeah, because like you already did the embarrassing stuff. Like at this point, that I feel like that's what the dares are good for. Like you,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Like you
Yeah.
can't do any worse. Like that's yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think my advice, really simple in one word, well, two words, would be to live. Like, it sounds, okay, it sounds like sad and depressing, but I mean, I think mine would just be to live, like, just to live life. Like, you are existing, and that's all I'm doing currently. I'm existing, but not living, if that makes sense, you know? So, even though I turn 18 next year, I feel like a lot can happen in that period of time, and I would definitely tell my 18-year-old self even in the future to live rather than exist. So,
We were watching the Soul movie, and me and Harshita were talking about it,
oh
and
my god, dude, that
like we
movie.
were right. Like okay, this character, she was like taking so many things for sorry, no, she was like appreciating every small thing that was happening. Like Harshita said, like there was like a leaf falling, and she found that like so mesmerizing, and I kind of like I mean, we're only 16 and it feels so weird to say it, but I feel like even during the time that we have been on this earth, we kind of took everything for granted and we only focus on like, I don't know, achieving our academic goals, maybe getting that A, surviving it through high school, but we never think about like spending that time to the fullest and like spending it with friends or trying new things. And I feel like that movie, no matter how like young you are, I feel like it kind of hits you. And I think it'll hit you more like if you're older and you rewatch it. But
Mhm.
I think it kind of like taught us to be more embarrassing, like Krithika said, like do
Just
what you want to do.
exactly like going back to what I said, live rather than exist.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
like, I think I do too much of existing and not enough of living, and I feel like I need to do more of that because, like, there is so much to appreciate in life, and I feel like I don't appreciate it enough. So I really hope that, by future 18-year-old self and hopefully many more years to come, like, that I am living, and I hope that I will continually live rather than exist. So, yeah. Okay. I think we are literally low-key running out of time, but um that was not a smooth transition. Why am I so bad at this? Okay, well, it's okay. We're normally not the ones that do this. But that's all we have time for today, I guess. Do all the things, I guess, whatever all the things are, wherever you're listening to this from. But thank you so much, Krithika, for joining us again. I hope this is also a fun, I guess, little episode to talk about. So,
Thank you for having me.
of course, you're allowed to come and join us anytime. So,
And
bye.
oh yes, bye.